Hey there. Welcome to day 7 of 21 Days of Presence. I'm Adrienne Elise. So, we are feeling this just blip of, we've just been like kind of nudged over the edge into a new paradigm on that new moon that happened yesterday morning. And so, Uranus is in Taurus, just boom, right inside the gate of the new energy. And Mercury is just suspended in time, starting that retrograde. And so we're kind of like, and part of us, maybe that five-pointed star is a beautiful energy of the image of that in our body and our energetic field of claiming balance in this world. That's kind of an energy that we're going to be working with today, because today is a 7 day, and 7 is about balance and cooperation and reaching across the board to see the other side of the story. And we are kind of in the between two stories, right? The old story and the new story. And so our consciousness is kind of, especially with this Mercury retrograde, it's like going back and forth, between the old story and the new story. And then that very delicate, but also can be uncomfortable. That's my galloping cat. Kind of suspended feeling, in between. And it's almost like we're being called to take full advantage of this energy and find that center in between, the old stories and the new stories, and reaching out almost as far as we can go back to the truth of where this all originated, so that we can reach into the future and kind of catapult ourselves out of these delusions. And so that's kind of a really good energy for today. And so we have, I kind of feel like it's like, what I want to talk about is the vital force, or the energy of the universe, the animating force of the universe. This is what keeps us alive. This is what keeps us healthy. And it is all about trying to find homeostasis, which is like that place of balance. And so when we encounter things in our world that pull us off balance, say toxins in our environment or an emotional situation, then we're pulled off balance, and the vital force strives to bring us back into balance. Now, when you normalize and harmonize and amplify the vital force, sometimes when you activate the vital force and kind of stimulate it to happen, like through different forms of medicine and energetic healing and things, and just happenings in our life will do this, and then you're out of balance, right? Because you are having what's called a healing crisis, right? And that's just kind of the true law of cure. If we're going to have any true healing, there's typically a presentation of the disease on the way out, right? Because it's kind of that whole thing of being in a manifested reality, in 3D reality. And first it's energy, then it's manifested, right? And so if you're going to go change the energy, it's going to change the manifestation. And as that energy, it's kind of like you're revving up an engine that hasn't run in a long time. And then the engine is kind of shaking and rattling, and, maybe things are getting disrupted on other levels. And that's kind of what's happening in our planet right now. There's like an inflection of energy trying to come in or coming in, and it's kind of, it's like, and so today we are going to practice and kind of have that command and demand and claim, kind of like we're claiming our power, we're claiming our autonomy, and claiming our permission and our right to harmony and to balance, and to knowing that on some level, this movement energy that's happening in our lives is disruptive to the old patterns. And that's gotta, you can't just have, typically, like I said, in healing crises, things don't just go away. They first reappear a little bit more, and then they go away, right? Because our body has to kind of know the pathway that it's going down, and that energy is like moving and being kicked out, right? And that's what's happening on the planet right now. And so there's all these like new energies coming in, but it's creating a whole bunch of disruptive energy, and it's creating fear, and it's triggering all this stuff, and everybody's pulled back into their own, end of Pisces patterns. And we have that, like, okay, it's almost like people talk about splitting timelines, and it does kind of feel like that, but it's like we're the split, and we got to put the timelines back together, integrate within our own being. It's not like we're jumping onto a whole nother, in some cases we're jumping into a whole nother timeline, but really we're integrating different timelines that we're on into being present and complete. And so it's like part of us is stuck in this other timeline. And maybe that's a good message for us right now. So, the vital force, the energy moving things, isn't here to destroy, it's here to heal. And the vital force is the healing mechanism. And that energy is a good thing. And it also has the end desire through the laws of the universe. The meaning, the purpose of it is to bring us back to harmony, right? So everything we're going through right now planetarily that we don't really understand, but it's happening and we can feel it, is about trying to bring us back into harmony. And so right now, in this day 7 of the 21 days of presence, we're going to go ahead and claim that harmony, claim that peace, claim that balance. And it's almost like knowing, and this is kind of a cool thing, like once you know healing's happening in the body, and you do see that healing reaction and you understand what's really happening, then, you don't have that healing reaction without feeling overall better in your field, right? Like in your energy, like, oh, I'm throwing this off, I'm getting rid of it, And so that is what we have to tap into, is it knowing and claiming our balance, our equilibrium, and our healing and our health. That is what is trying to be returned to us. And it feels like it's all falling apart, right? But it's actually rearranging to come back to harmony. And so let's just bring that energy into our physical body and our whole field right now, and just take this moment to claim our equilibrium in the storm. And so go ahead and just feel yourself arrive right here, right now. And just take a few deep breaths. And just imagine out in front of you that you're kind of like the fretboard on, or you're like where the strings attach on a guitar or a stringed instrument. And out in front of you, these strings are timelines and experiences that are not completed enough to integrate, and that you've been stuck in between. And go ahead and feel yourself reach out vibrationally, energetically into that 5-pointed star, opening the heart. And it's almost like this surrender to and awareness of the process that's occurring in you right now, an awareness of it so that you can find peace within it. And notice that these timelines, some are vibrating. Some of them have life force. Some of them are really old, and they're just kind of dead strings that need to be replaced, And there's a really cool instrument from Africa that just has one string, like the original. It's on a gourd, it has one string and a gourd at the bottom. And that is what we're going for here. Okay, and this is really cool energy, because the gourd let the gourd represent this divine womb, where we went yesterday, this divine womb with Mother Earth. And this is our oneness and our wholeness, so that the action of the vital force is always attempting to bring us back to wholeness. And we have this beautiful part to play by integrating these old stories and bringing them into one string. Now, what color is the string that's coming directly from the tiny place of your heart? It's very directed. There's no unnecessary movement to this string. It's got a very subtle vibration that's like completely harmonious and sweet. It's glowing with a color, whatever color comes to mind for you right now. And it represents this optimal timeline, right? Now, isn't that interesting? Like, does this fit how you've been feeling? Or so you look out from yourself, or you feel yourself and you're like, oh, I'm over here, I'm being pulled back over there, right? And it's like somebody's plucking my strings, somebody's pushing my buttons. This is exactly what's going on for everybody right now. And, just having that picture of like, oh yeah, I'm pulled all over the place with parts of me that are stuck in different dimensional frequencies trying to heal these lost stories. And then there's this potential and this ideal, which is this one string. This is your ideal timeline. This is your most harmonious and beneficial timeline, your highest, most optimal timeline. And so let's just put our energy focus there, because when you wherever you put your energy, your attraction energy, you grow more of that, and so this is kind of a great exercise to add into your 21 days of presence, and just imagining this one line, and this is like a beautiful energy of connection to your higher self through your heart, and feeling this gourd energy. This it's almost like what's happening to us right now is we're becoming vessels of cosmic source energy, right? We're like moving away this old baggage, this heavy vibrational stories, so that we can host, right? And that's maybe that Uranus moving into Taurus. We're hosting the creative forces more directly in our body on the planet. And so coming out from this oneness consciousness that exists in the heart, what does this timeline feel like and look like and feel like to you? And just notice that it goes on and on and on. We're not running out of time. Just take a few deep breaths and just feel yourself again, sinking into Mother Earth. Anytime we do these activating or stimulating types of visions, we often will get kind of, kicked out of our body a little bit. Our fear energy subconscious kicks in on that root chakra. So just like anchor yourself back into the earth with this beautiful root system. And I kind of see these root systems like the timelines of the earth, and these beautiful, like a gnarled tree, all the stories of the earth, and what's been created is all these pathways back to the earth, right? So it's like we haven't ruined our planet. We're not in connection. We're not in reverence with our planet, but like she's here, and she's totally showing up for us right now. And we can use these stories of what's happened on the earth as pathways into a connection back to her. And this is also back to the divine goddess feminine energy, the great mother we're really feeling coming in if we want to take advantage of it with the North Node in Cancer. And that's in our heart right now. And this beautiful gourd, this container, for cosmic love that you are here. And like, what is a timeline that comes out from there? The one optimal timeline, the most optimal, the one. What does that look like to you? What does it feel like? And go ahead and just ask Mother Earth what she thinks about it. And just feel yourself sinking in, relaxing and releasing. Mother Earth coming up to meet you. And recognizing that the ideal and optimal timeline of the earth is also in alignment with your optimal timeline. Just a big sigh of relief as you come into this deep, beautiful, nurturing relationship with this planetary experience right here, right now. So what this also means is that your highest ideal timeline, like what's absolutely best and your highest good, is absolutely in alignment with everybody else's. It's not the same. in details of how it would manifest, but it doesn't inflict, right? So all these lines, all these ideal timelines, I all of a sudden just saw these light beings, and like they've got their ideal timeline they're playing with right now, and kind of seeing what it feels like, noticing it, paying attention to it. And, they don't cross. There's no karma there. Like, these ideal timelines are absolutely all in alignment, especially with Mother Earth and source energy. So that means that your highest good, everything that you express that's the best for you, is also the best for everyone. And it's a huge conceptual breakdown, reorganization. Maybe this is part of this Uranus energy, bringing them in a disruption to our thought patterns, around our physical reality. That when we serve our highest good and our ideal and optimal, we're serving the highest good, and it's all coming into alignment. And just go ahead and receive an energetic wave for that balance, harmony, and alignment, this awareness of your optimal timeline, even if you don't feel like you're on it, because you still got some stuff to resolve. But just knowing it's there and feeling the energy of it is just kind of like, and then that it's parallel and beautiful, amplifying and sharing in this beautiful harmonious energy with Mother Earth. You can relax and be here, experience. Just be present right here, right now in this Earth experience. And know that this balance and harmony is available to you. So just taking a few deep breaths, just enjoying this connection with this ideal timeline. And just take a minute to notice you're just kind of enjoying this energy from your heart that has to do with your highest potential and most beautiful expression, and your balance and harmony in resonance with the oneness principle and Mother Earth. So what happens with the timeline coming out of you in the back, or connecting, your past, so-called past timeline? It's interesting because when you really focus on this ideal energy and let that come into your heart and let your gourd hold this cosmic source energy, that stuff kind of starts to unravel. Okay? Everything we do in the present ripples both forward and backward. And so just feel that shaking off all of this kind of, it's like old clothes that don't fit anymore, and just they're unraveling. And just taking a few deep breaths and enjoying this union, communion, recognition, awareness of the ideal within you, in front of you, around you, parallel with you, supporting you, and just held in that union, that harmonious union by Mother Earth's energy right here, right now. It's almost like your optimal timeline wasn't really welcome on the planet. It's like got kicked off, right? We don't want you guys around. And now it's time. And Mother Earth says, hey, we got to rewrite that old story that your timeline isn't welcome here. You got to adjust it. You got to play out this karma. You got to do these things that don't go along with your heart. And you got to mess yourself up and break yourself into pieces, and then come back together. And so there's full permission for your ideal to exist in this plane and on this planet. And deep gratitude that you've gone through everything you've gone through to continue to show up. And just take a few deep breaths, enjoying this union. And just appreciate and receive an energetic wave for this lightness of being that comes with feeling in alignment with the greater whole and with Mother Earth. we thought we were all disjointed on different journeys, and and we're actually we're all on the same journey. And sometimes as you go to get on that oneness, the knots, it's almost like creates knots in the other timelines and the karmic things, right? Creates more tension, it creates more disruption. That's that healing crisis. And that's kind of where we are right now. All of our timelines are being tied into a knot, and we have to unravel that. But knowing that there's this balance and harmony available to us right here, right now, and in this new chapter we're moving into, can really help a lot. So just taking a few deep breaths, enjoying this peace, this energy, this harmony, reminding yourself this is always available. And stay here as long as you'd like, but when you're ready, go ahead and complete your meditation. Well, thanks so much. Wow, we really went out there for day 7 of 21 Days of Presence. Our first week is complete. So really sweet energy. Thank you so much for just bringing your full presence. We've grown so much deeper than the first 21 Days of Presence. And I think that is because a lot of those people are following along this time as well, and we can take it to the next level. So really great. And I super appreciate connecting with you guys and being here with you. And I look forward till tomorrow. Until then, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.